we got a good opener to start back up 2025. We got a CSI versus New Dorp game. Again, the classic rivalry. And always opening night matchup as it bounces. I forgot I had to control the camera. We're down a cameraman. So I'm actually manning both the camera and the broadcast today. So if at times stuff's a little iffy, please don't judge me. We're into the first. It's 6-0 New Dorp. We started a little late. Always have some technical difficulties, but again, we're back. Okay, New Dorp driving into the lane. No good off the rim. Tipped. Kept in. New Dorp for free. And good. Nothing but net on that one. Hit him with the Jalen Brunson celly. It's going to New Dorp. Today, CSI, like old time's sake, is coached by Danny Lee, varsity head coach here at CSI, as it's silent in the Dragon's Den right now. Again, coached by Danny Lee today. Coach Maniaci is out with an illness as that's off the rim. Rebounded by CSI. Here comes Foddy manning the ball. A little sloppy play, and that's going to New Dorp. So, again, we're down Maniaci today, so we have the return of Coach Lee as the JV coach. He'll be doing both. Also with Coach West, who's taking more of the commanding role as, again, one of the newer coaches here. But we also have a return of a very familiar pace as CSI steals it, almost loses it right back. New Dorp's head coach for JV, Ray Palma, is the former CSI varsity head coach, as CSI misses the free and New Dorp gets the rebound. He was the varsity coach that started the basketball program, and he was also the guy that led the charge to get a JV team here. So again, much respect, great legacy here at CSI, as it's going right back to New Dorp. Again, Ray was a coach here from, I believe, 7 years, maybe even more, if I'm not incorrect. Again, he helped charge to bring this JV program into. So as it's stolen by CSI, driving down on the break, the lay is good. There are the first points of the game by the Dragons as CSI calls timeout. So again, homecoming kind of here tonight. Lee back in his old role, and Coach Palma back also at the Dragons Den. He's led New Dorp, this JV team, to a pretty successful few years. Again, he started his program at CSI. There wasn't too much success at the start. Not anything on his coaching. Again, that's what happens when you start up a new program. But again, now that he's been New Dorp's JV coach, they've had a lot of success, especially last year. We're currently, New Dorp is currently 5-0, their JV team. They haven't lost since the playoffs last year, and their fourth game, so they went pretty deep in the playoffs. In addition to that, they didn't lose last year in the regular season. So, in theory, if you don't count the playoffs, they haven't lost a game since 2022. And if you count the playoffs, they've lost one game out of what is 19. So that's a pretty good ratio. And to counteract, you have CSI, who has not won this season and has struggled. Their JV team always struggles record-wise, but again, have some promising players on here. This JV team's been through a lot of change this year. They've had to lose some of their best players. That's a travel called on CSI. They've lost some of their best players, so pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is, again. New Dorp with a commanding 11-2 lead already. 4 minutes 20 to go in this first period. We also fixed our scoreboard today as New Dorp drives a no shot called on a travel by New Dorp. We switched our scoreboard because we realized we had the scoreboard set to college setting, so if you leave it on men's, it's just going to be 2 periods and then overtime. That's why we could never go past the second period. But we switched it to the women's scoring, so now it's okay. So now, in the case scenario, either JV or varsity goes to an overtime, we actually will have the quarters correct. As Ilya pulls up for free. Nothing but net on that one. Cash money for Ilya. Cuts the lead to 11-5. New Dorp trying to put a commanding 6 win on their record after they absolutely obliterated CSI on opening night. And the putback is good. That's a foul on CSI for the N1 opportunity for New Dorp. That's number 23 at the line for New Dorp after the N1. That's Alexander Whiteside, a sophomore. Again, CSI's looking to get a win. It's been a long time coming for them. JV struggles have definitely been imminent, but you never know what can happen. Seasons can turn around in a second. And if you've followed this program, especially Varsity around, you know this Dragons program tends to start off a little on ice at the start of the season, and following New Year's and the holidays, they tend to pick it up and just randomly turn into a God squad. So hopefully that happens. As CSI has New Dorp has a wide open lane. The rebound by CSI. Again, CSI trying to find some consistency. Ilya again for free. Again, that's good. Ilya starting to heat up. 6 points. Back-to-back freeze by Ilya. And another foul in the paint by CSI. No one's happy about that. Made Coach Lee stand up on that one. Again, if JV wants to win games, they need someone to take command. Someone's got to start getting consistent. Last game against Tottenville, it was a pretty brutal loss. Again, like a lot of the games have been. But again, major part of that is always they struggle to find a consistent number one option, or even options at some degree. Their highest scorer last game had 9 points. Mind you, the team didn't have many points of their own. They only had 22 points in 4 periods and got blown out, obliterated, destroyed, I should say, 74-22. So CSI is getting destroyed on this defense as it pops off CSI's hands and back to New Dorp. That is off number 23, Jacob Garcia's hand. That's a freshman. But no, that was a full court press pretty much by New Dorp, which is something the Dragons tend to struggle with. Pressure has certainly been an issue for them. They tend to try to get open looks, like any team, but as New Dorp gets no shot going, but the rebound is caught right back by them. New Dorp is trying to abuse this paint right now. They haven't taken many shots off the perimeter, and that's a no shot. That's a travel, but New Dorp retains possession. Five-point difference in this first period as New Dorp trying to, again, take a commanding 6 win and pretty much secure their spot at the top as another shot is missed by the Centrals. You know, something I always struggle with when covering New Dorp is as another bad pass by CSI, again off number 23, Ricky Garcia. CSI as a whole, but again, New Dorp has 2 names for their teams. Technically, New Dorp's full team name is the Central Cougars. But from what I've learned covering different sports, some teams go by the Central, some go by the Cougars. Tends to be the men's, or the boys' teams, I should say, that go by the Centrals more so. But officially, their team name is the Central Cougars. Oh, they're called by Ilya. Stoppage in the game. Some subs coming in for New Dorp. Check the camera. Make sure I can. That's good enough right wide, right? like on the left side. All right, we were just checking the camera. Sorry. We were just checking the camera, making sure, again, I had to man both the camera and the broadcast. Almost a false sub by CSI. Yeah. And the camera is frozen. Who doesn't love when the camera freezes? Hopefully it's back. Yep, and it's good. I don't know how long it's been frozen, but it was frozen. And Dorp behind the back, laying good. AF to inbound. Out off his foot. Picked back up by him. Oh my God, that was smacked. On the break, lay is good. The Centrals trying to take command now, 17-8. They're on a run. Again, man press. That's a three-pointer. In and out. No good for the Dragons. Here come the Centrals down the court again. Playing at a more fast-paced tempo now. Trying to look for an open shot. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebounded by CSI. 29 to go. Pass out to Ilya. CSI trying to find a shot here. No shot clock left. This is just a game. Ilya, tough lay in, good. Ilya taking command tonight. That's his 8th point of the ball game. Looking for the last shot, 5 to go on the clock. Dorp, pull up three, no good. And we end the first period, 17-10, Centrals. Not a bad first by the Dragons, considering they are coming off a 50-point loss. Again, consistency is going to be key for CSI. They need to feed the ball to who's getting points, and right now that is Ilya. Ilya has taken full command so far, and he's landing his shots, so you know what you have to do, start playing through that kid, and try to find someone else, because you can't abuse it. You know, by the way, thanks for Tyler, who unfortunately is not here, but he's watching the broadcast at home. Tyler reminded me that the camera was frozen. So, yeah. And also, he reminded me an important stat that I forgot to mention. While he is actively screaming at his team right now, Coach Ray is also the CSI High School, McCown Dragons, all-time win leader as a coach. As I smacked the mic stand. So, again, what are you going to do about it? Hopefully the camera doesn't freeze. But, you know, we never know with this amazing, amazing school. This amazing camera. As we kick off the next 8 of the first half. Dorp commands it. Pass out. New line on for the Dragon. Oh, no good. Batted around though. Dorp gets it back. Pass out. No, I would love to familiarize myself with the JV players as much as Varsity, so I know everyone's names, but I don't think I'll ever get that pleasure. And since I have to do the camera work, I actually can't look at my call sheet, so I can't even look at my roster right now. So you're just gonna have to deal with being called basic terms, unless I really know your name, which is rare. Wide open mid-ranger and nothing but net again. Decide to inbound, full press, chucks it up. Ilya, the point leader for the Dragons. Man, out the side. Driving in, lane, tough look. No good, but a foul. That's Syed. Going to the line for the first time. You know, I always somehow mess up Syed and Fadi's names. They have different numbers, but, you know, the hair from the back kind of looks the same. So if I ever do that, I know what I'm talking about. I just messed them up. No good from the line for the first one. And now it comes in 40. Yeah, 9-point deficit by the Dragons. 2 points scored so far. They're trying to make it one shot out of his 2 after bricking the first. And that one's also no good. And it's nice rebound by Dorp. Dorp again. Pull up 3. No good. Easy rebound by CSI. Shouldn't have been as easy, but kind of just fell into Fadi's hands on that. You know, something you might notice, you probably won't. The Acorn Sports logo is no longer in the top left, and now it is at the end of the scoreboard. Oh, tough lay. Complete foul on that. There was 4 men on him pretty much. He was fully racked. Look, you know, not having Tyler here is a real annoyance to me. You know, I love working with this kid. He's very smart when it comes to CSI history. And again, when I'm trying to do play-by-play, I tend to not want to look at stats as much. But again, Ilya's commanding the ball. As some of the Dorp varsity players walk by. Ahead. Pass out to Fadi. Looking for a lane 20 to go on the shot clock. Tried to look for a hard pass, no good. Fast break by Dorp. And good, tough lay. And that's a timeout by the Dragons. Sorry, good start by the Centrals. They're on a nice little run here. CSI is yet to score in the second period so far. Again. I should show the cheerleaders while they're doing their thing. And now they're done. Great. Again, this is the hard part about being 2 jobs in one. I don't know when to switch the camera. Did the camera freeze? Oh. Interesting. Yeah, whoever texted me. Yeah, thanks, Tyler. This kid has it on the TV back at home. Hey, bro. You know, we love the camera because it never seems to want to work when it matters. 21-10, Dorp. Operating no camera right now. You know, kind of gotta go raw. That's Fadi. Jeez Louise. Jump ball back to CSI. Fadi, if you want to know, went from a corner free from the left corner and completely missed. So, but it retained CSI's ball. Again, we'd appreciate if we could get a better camera, but you know, we got to troubleshoot this. So as Dorp drives down the lane, lay is good again. What a run, 23-10. Here comes Saya driving down. We have 10 people watching, and to each of you watching, we apologize for our horrific camera. You know, as it's lost again by CSI. Another run for Dorp. Drive into the lane and fouled. No and 1 as he misses the lay. Dorp's lining up for free throws. Camera will work one day, or maybe we find a way to get a better camera. Until then, though, this is the unfortunate reality of how this thing likes to work. As, again, I'm going to turn the camera off and turn it back on. You know, we have to do this at least 3 times a game, as New Dorp drills both free throws. Now the camera doesn't want to shut off. Yep, you know, something is wrong with this camera. And, you know, I don't know what it is at sometimes. It's somehow frozen. So again, we're just gonna have to radio raw dog this. What a unfortunate lay there by CSI. CSI went for an interesting shot attempt. Yeah, I don't know. The GoPro's just like not working again. You know,
It's so hot.
yeah, it is. It's overheating, so that might be part of the issue. You know, again, we love having equipment that just doesn't work. So maybe one day we'll get a working camera.
I just pulled the battery out.
Yeah, we reset the battery, so maybe that was it. Again, let's test it now. So hopefully everyone can get a camera now. As no shot by CSI. New Dorp's driving down again. Now it's a 25-10 lead. Yeah, and still troubleshooting the camera. We'd love to get it to work. And New Dorp drives in, no good on the lay, and whose ball is that? CSI retains possession, almost throws it out of bounds. We had 2 people leave the stream with the camera not working. Great. Whatever.
Turn it off and then on.
You know, timeout by the Dragons, by the way. So. Well, until we get it working, hopefully, we're just going to run with the radio broadcast like we've had to do multiple times this year. So, New Dorp has possession, inbounding the ball to number 10 for New Dorp. Play clock starts. 4:09 to go. Pass left. Pass into the paint, driving in, and it's stolen by Syed. Ilya gets ball. Back to Syed again. Syed driving down middle of the court, out to the left. As it's smacked out of bounds by New Dorp. You know, again, CSI had a great start to this game, considering their prior performances, and have completely, let's just say, collapsed yet again. It's inbounded by CSI. CSI is dribbling down midcourt, looking for a spot, pass to the right. Perimeter still open, and trying to call for a play, no good though. CSI, and that's a shot clock violation, and it's going back to New Dorp as they make the shot. but there was a shot clock. Again, shows you how this game's been going right now. We're losing all our viewers, as always. New Dorp has the ball in the perimeter, mid-range from the right side, no good, in and out. And put back, no good again. That's 2 free throws coming as he was fouled on that putback attempt. 25-10, 3:20 to go in the second period. First free throw on the line. Shot up and no good off the back of the rim. 15 points separating the sides. Another collapse pretty much by JV. Again, Owen is testing everything as they missed the second free throw. As I don't know what was called there. They got stopped. That's a foul on New Dorp. Barely even had possession of the ball. But first free throw is good for CSI. Second free throw attempt as he tries to cut the lead to 13 instead of 14.
Let's just let it cool. All right.
Shot no good. New Dorp ball off the second missed attempt. Went over the line on that one. So regardless if he made it or not, wouldn't have gone, wouldn't have counted. New Dorp inbounds the ball, dribbling down. Elliott to defend. Number four on number 4 right now. New Dorp trying to put the dagger pretty much in this game as they drive in for the left side. Tough lay and good. 27-11. Inbound by CSI. Here comes Syed dribbling down to the right side. Failed ISO attempt. Screen, right 3, and good. A little celebration from CSI on the free from the right side, right corner there. But New Dorp's going with a fast tempo back, already in the lane, and good on another tough lay. And there's an injury. Body is on the ground in pain. Looks like severe pain on the left side. So we're going to take a little break. And we're resuming. 28-14. CSI has possession, trying to get a little spark going as their top scorer has it in the paint. And Elliott caught nothing but air on that, and that's going back. Again, New Dorp playing now with a fast tempo, trying to catch these Dragons off guard. They're passing the ball around. Right corner 3, in and out, no good, but rebounded right back by the Central. And that's another foul on CSI. In the paint, he falls. No free throws that time. Not in the bonus, yeah. Pass passing it around the perimeter. Free from the left side and good. Another three-pointer by Newdorp. The CSI starting to dig themselves into a hole unimaginable. And he chucked it up, and that went out of bounds on CSI. Much to the dismay of Coach Lee, as Newdorp again has possession of the ball. Rushing down the middle lane in, another foul by the Dragons. Looked like it could have been called a charge on Newdorp, but instead they'll get two at the line. First of two free throws for Newdorp. Hopefully during the second half, we'll be able to have the camera working. Again, you never know, but hopefully. Subs coming in for CSI as Newdorp prepares to take the second of two free throws and make this a 33-14 game. A 19-point deficit now for the Dragons. They're starting to lose some hope right now. Again, press full on by Newdorp. Somehow retains it, and that's out of bounds on Newdorp as it's tipped on an attempted pass to Ethan in the lane. Again, the time is now if the Dragons really want to stay in. Their star players are starting to look a little gassed. Again, but it was inbounded well. And Syed's controlling the ball, not rushing it, taking this slow. There's no reason to, down 19. Ilya getting pressed hard. Back to Syed again, right side. That's Ethan as he rolled it out of bounds, but it was tipped by Newdorp. That was an interesting pass, shot attempt. I don't even know what I would consider that one. Ilya inbounds, back to Syed. Syed, hard free, and nothing but air on that. But it's smacked out of bounds anyway by the Dragons, trying to prevent that fast break attempt. 1:21 to go, 33-14. Here comes Newdorp again, trying to extend this lead to make this seem out of sight. Tough mid-ranger and nothing but net. That's number 4 again for Newdorp. 35-14, 21-point deficit. And it's a minute to go now. Tipped again by Newdorp. Passing around the perimeter, trying to play hot potato, it seems. Syed driving in and fouled. No good, but he's fouled at the paint. That's going to be 2 from the line from Syed. You know, after a pretty good first quarter or first period, it seems that the Dragons have done what they've done all season, which is completely collapse. 4 points in the second period. Syed trying to get something out of nothing, it seems right now, for this Dragon squad. Taking his time at the line, and again, no good. Subs coming in for CSI with 52.4 to go in this first half of action. Again, no good. And again, rebounded by Newdorp. Another no-show at the line for CSI. Pull up free, step back free. Nice shot, but no good. CSI trying to get a fast break now, but all Newdorp got back quick. Syed trying to take command. Ethan at the perimeter on the right side. Syed again looking for this shot. He's taking command, making some nice dribble moves, and it's completely obliterated in the paint on a tough lay attempt as Newdorp again is driving it back now. Wide open free on the left side, but it's hit off the front of the rim. Ethan gets the rebound. 9 seconds to go, and that's a jump ball. Ethan ended up on the ground on that one. 7.7 seconds left. New Dorp to inbound, trying to look for a last shot to completely put this game, it seems, out of reach at the half. As a nice play by New Dorp. They chuck it up and in. CSI has no time. They're going to have to chuck it full court, and he doesn't. Or he does, but it was already too late. It didn't even get halfway near. All right, so we're going to go to halftime. Hopefully we can figure out the camera situation, and we'll be back soon. Okay, we are back for the second half of action. 37-14. You know, right now the camera is working. Chances are it's not going to be working in a couple minutes. We will end the stream following the junior varsity's game. So at the conclusion, we will be ending the stream, resetting the computer, and making the necessary coding change, actually, that this requires, thanks to someone on YouTube, which seems a little insane, but we're going to do it. So Varsity will be streamed, don't worry. After we hopefully put an end to this camera issue that has been affecting us for the past month. So again, at some point, if the camera turns on, please do not mention it in the chat. We are monitoring it. We know there's a good chance it's going to shut off. Nothing we can do about it at this point until this game is over. Yeah, the Dragons are desperate now. 37-14. They need someone to come up big. So Sayers out to Fadi. Fadi, nice find of the lane to Ilya, and it's good on the layup. That's a good way to start for the Dragons. Dorp wide open free off the front of the rim. Same shot from before. He's flopping on the floor. Fight for the ball. Dorp somehow keeps it. And that's an inbound for Dorp. Sorry, timeout, Dorp. You know, you'd believe that Apple wouldn't make changes to camera softwares and not alert their users that you have to edit the code of the computer. But here we are. At least we hopefully found the issue and will not experience this again. Because we all know the viewers at home love the 50mm lens on the actual camera instead of this. We know you love it, so we do not want to resort to that option. So again, hopefully this stays at least till JV, and then we can start fresh and hopefully start permanently this new year with a fix. A long wait to start this up. Seems like a little bit of a long timeout. I ain't gonna comment though. Dorp to inbound on their side. Play to number 4. Dorp. Again, this team, as he's fouled on the shot, this team has been a force to be reckoned with all season, and pretty much for the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, maybe even 4. This team, again, has lost 1 game since 2022. Since I was a sophomore, this team has lost 1 game, and that was a playoff game. So, you know, I don't know what the Vegas odds were on this being a CSI victory, but if you bet bread, you're not winning anything. All right. CSI gets the rebound off the missed free throw. Body controlling it. Syed controlling the ball down the middle like he was that second half. Again, he's been playing out of his mind, dribbling as another interesting play. Try to find a hidden lane that was not there. No good, as he essentially threw that off Dorp's face. And it was called a foul. Ilya to inbound. They disagree with that foul. I might disagree with it too. And you didn't see it because the camera wasn't being moved, which is great. As CSI puts up a shot, nothing but net on that one. Kiss the air. 19 points now for CSI. You know, I keep forgetting I also had to move the camera today. This is a first. Tough shot, no good off the rim. Almost not rebounded by CSI. That's been a struggle tonight, getting their own and the other team's rebound. And that's back to Dorp. Coach Lee is fuming right now. New Dorp playing with a slower tempo than they were with the first half. Driving to the lane and good. Nice N1 for New Dorp. Another foul by CSI. 20 points separating both sides. 39-19. First free throw attempt. No shot, and that's CSI's ball. Inbound to Syed. Syed driving in. Finds the pass, but through his hands. Syed has been taking control for this Dragons team. Something they really needed. But something is still not hitting for this team. They're starting to do something, but is it going to be enough by the end of this one? The Centrals, again, playing with a slow pace now. They have a commanding lead. Why rush it? As they find a good lane, they're finding immense success regardless of what pace they're playing at. So why drain yourself, I guess? As they're being full boxed at the line, CSI. Here comes Syed again, commanding the ball, driving into the lane. Can't find anything. Out to Ilya, wide open. Nothing but air on that one. It's a nice fight by CSI to get possession of that. Again, Coach Ray for New Dorp. So familiar with this wonderful arena we have here, and probably happy about how this one's going for his Centrals right now. Ilya trying to find a lane, finds one up to Syed, in and out. Unlucky for the Dragons. Comes New Dorp driving down into the lane. No shot. Free. No good. Hot potato. Keep finding those lanes. That's a travel. I don't know about that call. That goes in favor of the Dragons, but here comes Foddy to inbound. Into Ilya. That goes to New Dorp. You know, I don't know. We don't have instant replay here, but that might have went off New Dorp's foot or their leg, or it might have not. Guess we'll never know unless we look back. It doesn't matter though, because the ref is not going to look at our instant replay. New Dorp's tying their shoes. 41-19, 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third. New Dorp, floater, and good. Thanks it. Full court press, full man press, and interesting defensive move. New Dorp got that ball, but lobbed it up for CSI as Ilya gets blocked in the paint. He hit the bottom of the backboard, I think, anyway, but he got that ball smacked. 43-19, still the score. Seems like Groundhog Day for this JV team. And they tend to start off pretty solid, and then out of nowhere, they just completely fall off a cliff. The Central's in full command, pretty much. And another foul called on CSI. A lot of fouls in JV. You know, there's a fair share in varsity, but they tend to get at least, I'd have to say, 20 to 25 fouls in these games per team, I swear. almost both teams always end up in the bonus, I think. As Dorp taking their first, spinning around his body. Unique technique. Off the rim. No good. Sub coming in for CSI. Look at the standings. If the game stands as it currently stays, Dorp will move to 6-0, and CSI will move to 0-6. So they are the only teams left in JV right now in our division that have double zeros. So one's certainly the preferred zero, and one is definitely not what you want to see. CSI free ball, no good. Undefeated and unwinnable, it seems like, for this team. Seems like Dorp's kind of toying around with the ball right now. That should have easily been taken, as another lay is good by Dorp. Again, they seem to just be abusing this team, as that's almost stolen. We still have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this period, and then another 8 minutes, hopefully, to end this one out, as Syed is completely blocked by Dorp. You know, coming up now, going forward for CSI, they pretty much had to run the gauntlet with the Goliaths of this league this week. They had Dorp, and next up, they have to play McKee, Staten Island Tech. This is tough play, is no good, but rebounded, and another miss, and another rebound. And finally, CSI gets one in. But coming up, again, CSI has to then face, or sorry, that's incorrect. Dorp has to face MSIT next. Reading the wrong schedule. That shot is no good. Rebounded, though, again by Dorp. CSI needs to start getting rebounds as another foul is called. No idea what that was on. Jeez. Lee's not happy. West is not happy. No one is happy at the Dragon's Den right now, except for Dorp. CSI coming up has Port Richmond next. And then Petrides. So, you know what? Whether that's JV or varsity, those are must-switch games at this point in the season. You know, JV might have already shot themselves a million miles away from the playoff spot. But varsity's still in it. So, if someone needs to find that consistency, it's got to be varsity at this point. This has been rough outing after rough outing as that ball goes to CSI, as Dorp tips it out on their own missed free throws, as CSI will call timeout. 2:48 to go in the third. CSI is going to have to travel to their next game, their next few games actually. They got a bulk home schedule. They had 3 back-to-back home games following opening night. 1 game at Tonville, are back here tonight, and then they have 3 away games in a row. So I don't know if we're going to be broadcasting those. You know, it's at Port, Petrides, and MSIT. We've broadcasted, actually our only ever away game on this channel has been a Port Richmond CSI volleyball doubleheader at Port Richmond. So, you know, chances are we will, but I'm pretty sure Port has their own broadcast, at least as of last year. My old Boy Scout friend, Jake O'Connell, at CSI finally gets something cooking. That's a free ball. Jake O'Connell, who now goes to Coastal Carolina. That's Port Richmond's head broadcaster. Now Dorp trying, and that's back-to-back. They answer right back with a free of their own. Jake O'Connell was the head broadcaster at Port last year. So I don't know about the current state. Mistake with the shot clock. Ref trying to fix it. I did the shot clock at the girls' scrimmage right before Christmas break, holiday break. So, and I didn't mess up more than once. So, my good friend there, Matt Birdman, needs to lock in over manning the shot clock. Or it might be Victoria Jacob, my other friend. So, one of my friends messed up, as so did CSI, as that ball went out of bounds. You know, if you're not familiar with this JV team, you might be shocked to hear this, but despite the almost 24%, the 24-point deficit, this has been one of CSI's more impressive outings this year, as Elliott throws to absolutely no one, and another foul called on CSI. This has been impressive, which is disappointing to say, but it is the reality of this team this year. You know, the best game of the year was Port and Petrides. Port, they only lost by, I believe, 6. Yeah, it was 44-38. Petrides, they lost 64-53. And Tech, they lost 50-37. So, you know, if they find some more consistency with scoring, maybe they'll close the gap a little. But as I just said, in the Port game, Port scored less than New Dorp already has. In the Petrides game, they scored 14 more points, or 15 more points, as it goes to CSI, than New Dorp did. So chances are, it's not going to stay this low scoring for New Dorp. And chances are, if CSI doesn't close the gap, this might turn into more of a flash of the opening night catastrophe at New Dorp, as another missed free. New Dorp somehow keeps it in bounds. What an athletic play by New Dorp. Driving in, tough shot, but good. No one to defend. It seemed like everyone on the team was just standing around him. But trying to do something, but nothing out of it. Less than a minute to go in the third. Whoa. That was a interesting layup attempt. Wish I got a photo of that one. But he got the foul, so gotta respect it. It was certainly an interesting play, though. Had to say so. Again, for CSI, they didn't even score 24 points last game. They scored 22. So it's been progress, at the very least, from last game. And they scored 25 on opening night against this team. So hopefully they're able to get 2 points and break that. But no shot, and it's CSI's ball. But, I mean, opening night was just ridiculous. I came at the end of the JV game. I didn't even come to the start. I was mainly there for Varsity to take photos like I used to only do before I decided to do this. And I only did it for maybe the first couple minutes before I was prompted by security to stop. So that's a full press on Syed. Trying to find a lane to Ilya, bounce off, and right back to New Dorp. But New Dorp scored 81 points in that game, as that's called, and back to CSI. So right now it's been an improvement, as the camera is frozen. Took long enough. So if we can't fix it, there is 25 seconds to go. So radio for the last 25 seconds of the third. 20, Syed. Ilya on the right side looking for his shot. Nothing. Body dribbling in and good. Nice lay. We got the camera back. Great. 9 seconds to go in the third. Looking for the last shot. 5 on the clock. Driving in. Tough floater and good. That's the end of the period. We will end the third 53-26 in favor of the Centrals with 8 minutes to go. So CSI has topped their opening night score. And unless something horrific happens, have not allowed near as many points as opening night. So we'll be back when the game resumes. And we're back for one final period before we stop the stream and attempt to fix the camera issue permanently, as delay is good for Dorp to start off. That took 6 seconds. Syed. Again, at this point, as that's called on Dorp. At this point, you know, it would be a miracle, but it appears CSI will suffer another loss. Their 6th loss of the season, I should say. As Fadi tries to inbound, but it's stolen promptly by the Centrals. Nice spin move, but block. What a play by Fadi. Dorp retains possession though. As it's stolen on a pretty bad attempt at a pass. New line in for CSI this quarter, or this period. Syed draws another foul. You know, it might look to the viewer that sometimes Syed is doing too much, which I'd like to argue if anyone else really was doing anything themselves. But as of right now, they need someone to do a spark. And it was Ilya in the first, and it's pretty much been Syed ever since. As he attempts the free throw, and no good again. He's been having a rough night at the line. Really rough night at the line. Here he goes, trying to make up for that, and the other few he's missed tonight. And again, he misses, and Dorp gets it right back. Dorp's playing fast-paced, as that's no good, and rebounded by Fadi. Dorp, I think, at this point, is trying to just blow this game open. Further than it's already been blown open, as a foul called on Dorp. CSI is kind of looking for anything at this point. They'll graciously take that, as now Fadi goes to the line. That's already 3 fouls on Dorp in the first minute, in 1 second. The first 61 seconds of this 4th and final period. And they're just kind of trying to do anything to get shots. And if I may add, they're not looking great doing it, but it's drawing the fouls. So at the end of the day, that might be the game plan at this point when you are down at this amount of points. So And we're back from the timeout with a little under 7 minutes to go. And by a little, I mean 1 second. And Box driving in, nothing there. Nice pass though out to Even for free. Hit only the backboard. He hit the bank, could not rob it indeed. No good. Loses the ball driving into the lane, but picks it right back up and almost gets it in, but they rebounded again. New Dorp seemingly can throw up any shot, and as long as it stays anywhere near the paint, they seem to get it back. As it's off their foot, and they get it back again. You know, it's starting to get ridiculous at some point. The lack of ability to catch a rebound for this Dragons team. But that's a full dive onto the ground. Fight for that ball. And that's going to CSI. Great fight. A little shaken up after that. He got pummeled, but here comes Syed. For the 100th time I've said that tonight. Trying to get something going. A little too late, but as he loses that completely. It's a foul. Subs coming in for the Dragons. We will make the decision whether or not we're going to just end this stream following this game, or we're going to try to continue it without doing the permanent fix. And I'm not going to jinx it, but as CSI loses the ball, but it's tipped out. So I don't think, as of right now, we feel the necessary need to, end this, as there's another timeout. But with our luck, it's going to stop working for Varsity. So we'll make the educated decision when we finally conclude this game for JV. Depends how long warm-ups and all are going to take. Shouldn't take that long to start this back up. But, again, inbound coming for CSI. Out to Saya. That's a foul on New Dorp. Again, another foul. But seemingly works, so. CSI has been taking some ugly looking shots, but they were fouls at the end of the day. So you gotta respect the hustle, but I mean, they're not even hitting the free throws. As he hits the free throw. Maybe I should just say that and they'll start hitting everything. He struggled from the line tonight. Nice for Syed to finally get back in the groove. The line. As he hits both. Oh my God. He tried lobbing that up, but it's stolen. Alley-oop. Nope. And nope on that shot too. And now here comes the break for them. And he jumped too early, but it was no good anyway. What are we slapping the ball? It's like we were playing volleyball there. So I had two men on him. Finds a nice lane to Fadi, but Fadi gets that completely smothered. No, we appreciate it when people try to duck out of the way of the camera. But honestly, unless it's like a huge play going on, it's honestly better to just walk through than to like duck down, because we could still see you. So honestly, just walk through. As New Dorp trying to add even more as that's blocked. Syed taking this slow. 25-point lead as CSI wide open free ball, but caught nothing but air yet again. Now New Dorp at least hits the rim with theirs and CSI doesn't get the rebound. New Dorp, another three-pointer. No good again, but fast break for the Dragons. Passing to Syed and good on the leg. Off the backboard and in. And it's a foul. And here coming in the subs for the Dragons. Four 14 to go. 23 points separating the sides. The guests in the lead. Nice find in the lane. And he gets it in. That's on Sod in the paint. Now coming up, CSI has to run into Port, who's been all right. There hasn't really been a stellar JV squad outside of this New Dorp Cougars squad. Everyone has the three-pointer, no good for CSI again, and rebounded by New Dorp. All the JV teams have relatively been mediocre, if you want to say. They all hover around 500 as they bank another three-pointer, added to the total tonight. 60 points now for the Central Cougars. But again, most teams has a nice, tough mid-range shot from Syed goes in. Most teams have hovered around 2 and 3 or 3 and 2 for their first 5. We are not, as New Dorp, nice find, but no good. That's gonna go to the CSI. We're not ESPN, so we don't have wide league coverage of the results of the other games going on. But again, most teams are 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. So give or take, chances are most teams are relatively around the same record still. Again, there's 2 exceptions, and they're both on the court tonight. Interesting pump fake. Syed, mid-range jumper, no good. Looked like a good shot, went in and out. Ilya finds Syed again. Nice dribbling. And the floater, nothing but air. 3-point attempt. Hit the top of the backboard. As New Dorp on the break again is good. Nice layup. 2 points now from making this. There's a foul is called, and here come in subs. 2 points to make it. You know, if there's people in the camera, we can't do anything about that. The security can, but we can't. So we'll ask the security to get them out of the way. So if anyone pops up, nothing we can do. As there's a fight for the ball on the ground. So we don't need to go past that anyway. So there's some people there, but as a sub, there goes Syed. He's been doing it all tonight, and it looks like he might be done for the night as we finish the final 2 minutes. Nice find. Kafati. Floater is good. Off the backboard and in. 3-point attempt for New Dorp. No good. And rebounded by CSI. They got one. Fast break. What the interesting dribbles. But Body controlling now. Body, mid-ranger, no good. 3-point attempt. No good again. Rebound. Gets everyone to jump. and then just lays it home off the backboard and in. God, Body loses the ball. Seemed like he was just trying to drain clock, but it's stolen. And bouncing around, and now a fast break by CSI. A little sloppy play. And Sod gets it in. Banks it off the backboard and in. New Dorp again for free. That time it lands. We're just throwing up frees at this point. 66-38, 35 seconds to go. 4 seconds separating the game and shot clock. Audi trolling it. Looks like they're just trying to drain clock. Again, no comeback at this point, unless someone hits like a 40-point shot, which is not possible. So Audi looking for it, driving in, and no good. And no rebound either. New Dorp still trying to score. No. Classy move by the CSI legendary coach, Ray Palma, as we end this game 38-65. And you know what? We're not going to end the stream. We're going to run with it. And hopefully the camera works. And hopefully next stream, it will be fine the whole time. So we're going to go to the break. And we'll be back for the start of Varsity. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. We almost had a heart attack. The camera wasn't working for a sec, but we're back. Danny Lee doing his typical start of game routine as we move to the varsity game. Seems like it's been all night. We've been waiting for this, but we're starting in 10 seconds. A little game preview. This is obviously, just like JB, a rematch of opening night. An opening night that saw many flaws for this CSI team. They came into that game, again, hoping to find a new spark. Completely different team this year, completely different makeup. They did really good in the first half. They kept it really close against a New Dorp team that has stayed at the top of the standings as they were expected to. But it's been kind of a downfall for the Dragons ever since then. They fell off completely in the second half of game one, opening night again at New Dorp. And then seemingly after that, they haven't found a consistent spark. They're 2-5. And, you know, look, it's not the end of the world for this team at the current state of the season. But they need to start winning out. They need to get consistent. They're running out of games to win. And at some point, you need to find the spark. And as we tip off here with a starting lineup as it goes to New Dorp. New Dorp playing fast-paced tempo. We got a completely different lineup than opening night, and that's a travel on New Dorp going back to CSI. We have a completely different lineup. We have, of course, Santo Plamenco. We have Jalen Rosario. We have Marcus Nuama. We have Xavier, or better known as X. And we have the newfound, I guess you want to say, star of this team, Stanley Kushner. Stanley has really taken control of this team the past couple games. You went into the season, look, as Stanley controls the ball. Again, people ducking, love to see it. Jalen's driving in, and that's no shot, that's a push. It's staying CSI, inbound from the baseline. Again, this season was definitely going to be one of switching for this team. They lost, of course, the star man, Yusuf Hoffman, their all-time leading scorer. So it definitely became imminent that change was necessary as Santo doesn't get that one to fall. And they tried looking for that spark. And that's kind of hovered between two guys. And that's been Marcus and Stanley. They both stay consistent as that shot's no good. And the fast break by CSI, Marcus steps up and is fouled. Second foul of the game already for New Dorp as Marcus goes to the line. But CSI, again, has been kind of operating through Marcus and Stanley. But it's certainly been inconsistent. Again, they're 2-4. And they've struggled to find a consistent lineup that's outputting enough points for them to even finish out games at some point. They usually start fine as Marcus misses the first free throw. But again, you don't have the consistency right now that you saw the past couple seasons, especially when Yusuf was on the floor. So Stanley has recently been that guy. Hopefully it continues his performance, and hopefully other people start sparking up, because CSI is going to need it, especially at this opponent, as that's a foul as New Dorp drives in. We have a packed house. You know, the one problem I always say as New Dorp goes to the line with this gym is we have one side of bleacher seating. So almost every game you come to here, that is a decent crowd, you will either be standing or sitting on the floor, which for some is fine, but for others, I don't think that's the finest experience, and they'd rather sit on the bleachers. New Dorp gets their first one to fall. The second, off the backboard and in. That's 2 for 2 at the line now. Santo manning the ball down the court, trying to find a lane out to Marcus. Looking for something. Good defense by the Centrals as Marcus drives in and one. Marcus going to the line for the second time already as he gets a nice tough leg. Let's kick this one off. 3-2 as he goes to the line for one. That free throw is good. Yeah, New Dorp won pretty commandingly in the first game on opening night, but in all their defense, they didn't show as much promise as you would have hoped. Most of the teams, as that's off the backboard and no good, CSI is going to play this one fast-paced. I'll finish my thought. Marcus drives in again and off the backboard and in. Someone's heating up tonight. Marcus coming off his roughest game of the year. He didn't take many shots, and he also had no points, which is insane to say coming from him. As that's a rebound by New Dorp. That's a baseline inbound coming for New Dorp. As I forgot what I was even talking about before. As New Dorp comes to inbound it. Finds the lane. 3-point attempt, no good. Stanley taps it, but Santos driving down. Got men on him, he loses it, but New Dorp pretty much caught it. Santo kind of flipped that up, hoping someone would pull it out of bounds, and it worked to his success. CSI inbound, Jalen to inbound. Out to Santo. X. Back to Stanley. Stanley trying to score for the first time tonight. And one. Another one to fall for CSI as the two leading scorers for CSI this year are starting to cook up. The dynamic duo, you could call them. And if they want to win games, they're going to have to find the spark. I've been saying that, and I'll continue saying that. If you could get two guys to start cooking up consistently, which has been probably their biggest issue, then we're going to have a long season ahead of us here for the Dragon. That's a nice find in the lane and a foul on Santo. Barely touched him, but that's going to get called. As New Dorp comes to the line again. We already have 7 total fouls in the game as it goes almost silent. New Dorp from the line for the second time. Gets the first to land. Going for his second and the team's 4th of the night. It's been all free throws so far. And gets that one to fall too. 4 for 4 now from the line. Santo controlling it. Looking for a lane to Marcus. Marcus gets the ball. Looking for something to do. He decides to take it himself. Marcus driving in. And pull up mid-range. In and out. Tough shot. Doesn't land there. New Dorp trying to get back. And they do. Quick laying in off the backboard. 9-6, 3 points separating both sides now. Sano calls for coverage. Sano for free. No good. New Dorp rebound. And they chuck that out of bounds. Threw it out a little too hard. It's out of bounds. Favor of the Dragons. Santo passes out to Marcus. Ref had something to say, one of the fans heckling him. Gotta love high school sports fans heckling a referee. As that stays CSI ball. That was essentially shoved into Santo, and it was tipped by the guy on him, so they'll keep possession. CSI trying to extend the lead. 3 points separating the sides still. Stanley manning the ball. Trying to find a lane. Hasn't been getting much so far. Stanley deep free. Off the rim, no good. And no rebound. Here comes New Dorp now. Trying to answer back. New Dorp, wide open three, and good. We're all tied up at the den. New Dorp erases that 7-point deficit, and we're all tied, squared up at 9. Santo dribbling into the paint, backs out, looking for something. Marcus, and that's called a travel on New Alma. In came Danny O'Connor into the game as we get our first timeout. Danny O'Connor has probably been the closest thing you could get to a 3-point merchant for this CSI team. He's laid down some big shots. You might remember my call against Port Richmond on the home opener. Danny pretty much secured the win for the Dragons. Another guy that, again, if you want to start consistently winning, you got to get him cooking too. This has to be a team game. This isn't going to be solved by 1-2 players, so. Timeout is over, and we'll resume with 3:47 in the first. 4 fouls on New Dorp, 3 on CSI. New Dorp 10 down. That's, again, Danny O'Connor's in the game, guarding the perimeter, but that's X guarding. Nice defense by the Dragon. Santo guarding. New Dorp trying to find it. Wide lane, but fouled. That was going to be tough either way. Almost got blocked, but instead he grabbed his wrist. That's a foul, and they're going to the line for the 3rd time tonight. They're 4 for 4 from the line. That's how they got their first 4. Will it be their next 2? First is up and in. That's 5 for 5. Consistent from the line. That's definitely a struggle across this whole island. Free throws tend to be the biggest issue amongst all the teams, as they are 6 for 6. So when you start finding that skill, you're gonna win a whole lot more games. Marcus for 3, and good. Catch money. That's New Alma. He's having a good start following his outing. That's tip. Santo keeps it in bounds though. And they're gonna go back again. Nothing to go for New Dorp that time, as they quickly lost that, trying to play the tempo a little too quick. Santo's driving in. Floater, and good. That's Flamenco. 14-11. CSI has definitely found the spark tonight. Playing really good defense. O'Connor guarding him. That's X. Driving in, trying to look for a foul. That's a bad pass. Gets him almost back to the half-court line. 14 on the shot clock. 10 on the clock. Open free. Slightly contested. It doesn't fall regardless. Santo taking this one slow. 3-point lead. 2:19 to go in the first. Pass to Marcus. He's been hot tonight. Back to the 3-point merchant himself, Danny O'Connor. Again, back to Marcus. Can't find anything. 10, and that's tipped out on New Dorp. We had a close view of that one. And that's going to be CSI ball. 9 seconds to go on the clock. On the shot clock, I should say. 2 to go on the game clock. Marcus trying to find something. 7. 5 on the clock. Pull up free. No good, off the front of the rim. New Dorp trying to make it quick now. They catch it in possession. Lobbing it to each other. New Dorp can't find anything. They're going to have to reset. 20 to go. Driving in. Locked up. That's a foul called. I don't know about that one. Might have been. I could not tell you. But looked like Danny O'Connor was playing pretty solid defense. Okay. Here came the subs for CSI. Or I should say sub. Patrick is into the game. And out goes Danny following that foul. And they land both. Santo. Trying to find play. Marcus gets the ball again. Marcus, floater, ain't good. Nice, tough mid-ranger for Nuama. Dorp's taking a lot, and that's another free shot. Off the rim, no good. X gets it. CSI playing it fast. Santo driving in the lane. No good on the shot. Nice attempt though by Santa. Back and forth, fast pace. X, that's a foul. Blatant foul on X. As they go to the line again. Really consistent from the line so far. On coming in for the sub is Boris Barrow. Who will be taken out for him? That's the question. Probably X if I had to guess. There goes X. Guess I'm a mind reader, or maybe it's because they play the same position. Either or works for me. Looking for their second. Again, they get the free throw. This team is cash money on their free throws. That's off Santos' foot, it appears, because that's going to Noodle. 43 to go in the period. 2-point lead for the Dragons. The clock started a little late, so they're going to get an extra couple seconds. Kushner on the fence. No shot. Looked like he had it open, but instead he'll take the easier shot and drive in. Clock's ticking down. 23 to go when it's inbounded. Again, obviously no shot clock. Looking for the last shot, possibly the dagger to put an end to this first. Marcus finds Boris, and that's a travel on Boris. 9.4 to go. Looks like Newdorp's getting that final shot. Lee's obviously not happy about that one. 8 to go. He's driving into the paint. In and around Boris. No good though. Boris, no good. And they get nothing. Boris was a commander in the paint there. Pretty much just kept his hand up and nothing could get around it. So we'll end the first. I'll be back in a minute after they're done talking. We're ready to kick off the second period at the Den. It's all tied up, all knotted up at 16. CSI gets to start it off. Santo almost throws it over Marcus, but he'll retain that. Same line out as to end the quarter, the first period. Okay. That's a late pass by Marcus to Boris, but they retain possession. Santo controls it. Looking for a shot, but good defense. No look there. He steps into it, and it's no good off the rim. New Dorp, it will count for the first foul of the period. Camera up. Oh, and it's back. Pretty quick fixes so far as New Dorp goes to the line again. For this New Dorp squad, this is a game they want to come in and get a win. You might be saying, why wouldn't you want to? But this New Dorp team is 5-1. They have probably been the best team in the division, objectively. But they are coming off a brutal, crushing loss to Port Richmond right before the break. Again, they're still 5-1, so in the scheme of things, might not be as detrimental. But if you're New Dorp, as Santo pulls up and gets it, nothing but net. If you're a New Dorp team looking to compete for a top seed in the city, losing games to teams that are objectively worse than you is not what you want to do. As CSI steals it, Santo, floater, off the backboard and banks it home. 20-16, 4-point run for the Dragons to kick off the second period. Tough drive into the lane and New Dorp banks it. Back and forth affair today. Makes for a great matchup. Again, this is always a great matchup as Patrick gets shoved. Unfortunate for him, that could have been a 4-point play, but it went in and out of the rim on that. But again, always a pleasure, this matchup. Makes for an amazing rivalry. And they meet on opening night for a reason. We've had, as Patrick gets his first to land, we've had definitely our fair share of amazing New Dorp CSI games throughout the years. Opening night's always a treat, like I've already said many times. As Patrick misses the second, going for his third. We've had our fair share of, tension in games. We've had amazing finishes. But, of course, nothing but respect by both sides. As Patrick got the second to lane. Nice find into the lane, and good. Layup falls for New Dorp. Santa, the commander-in-chief, you could say, for this team, as most times point guards tend to be. Stanley, pull-up three, no good. New Dorp is trying to tie this one up. Fakes it. Nice. Euro step, but no good. Stanley gets the rebound. New Dorp seemingly kept Stanley out of the box score as far as points are concerned, but he's still making his impact heard defensively as he's trying to drive in on this one. Pull up, and good. And Stanley's been the top scorer for this team the past couple of games, and there's reasons why. This kid's amazing. Pull up free. Nothing going there. Santo gets the rebound. Patrick controlling it on the perimeter. Out to Marcus. Red hot in the first. Hasn't had much to say in the second. Now he has something to say. And that's a timeout for the Centrals. I said it before the game started. If CSI needs to stay consistent, they need to start finding people to play for. Again, they've had sparks this season. They've had players show up. They've had guys like Danny O'Connor. They've had Stanley. They've had Marcus, amongst everyone else. As the camera went out again. But at the end of the day, the most important key to winning is finding multiple consistent people. And it's great to drop 20, but when everyone else is dropping nothing, that's not going to win you a game. So far throughout this one, we've seen a lot of consistency. We've seen guys stepping up. We've seen, again, who I've mentioned, we've seen the star people, if you want to call them that, take command. And that's what is the winning formula, you could say, for this team. As Marcus almost flew into our table. You see Marcus blowing a kiss to the fans. That's the CSI side, trolling him a little. You know, my heart dropped on that. But I think more importantly, Owen's heart dropped as the ball almost smacked Owen in the face. Nice, tough play for Dorp. Following the almost obliteration at the Acorn Sports broadcast table. 26-22. Santo, deep free, no good though. And Dorp gets that rebound. Playing nice press, almost stolen. Dorp again playing in the paint, and that's fouled. Stanley kept his arm up and he went right into that. Dorp hasn't been able to find much success outside of this free throw line compared to the first game. So they've definitely been farming their points, you could say, off the free throw line. But at the end of the day, points are points. If you look at guys like James Harden back in his MVP years, he would be shooting like 30 free throws a game. So whatever works, works. As they get the first one to land. Dorp. As that's called on them, and they won't get a second. Play called by Coach Lee. Full court press coming. That's tipped out of bounds. Jalen Rosario is back on the court for CSI. So we'll run with Stanley, Marcus, Santo, Jalen, and Danny O'Connor. 3 points separating the sides. Stanley gets it. Santo needed to find someone. Danny now. Nothing on that. That caught air. And Danny gets it right back to it was tipped by Marcus. Spin, floater, no good. Marcus really aggressive for the ball. And that's going to be a jump ball in favor of Dorp. CSI was kind of hoping for a miracle there. Looked like that was full in possession of Dorp. But at last, Dorp gets it. Yep. Surprisingly, a lot of media coverage. It seems tonight, I see 3 photographers. Actually, sorry, 4. One's a videographer and 3 normal photographers. So, you know, again, like I say, this is always a high attended. Dorp, no good off the free. Rebounded by Jalen. This is always a high attended game. And again, everyone wants to be here as Stanley throws a bad pass and it's turned over, but Santo gets it after it's bobbled around. Santo, nice lay, but no fall for him. Looks like a free layup, and it is. 26-25, Dorp. Or sorry, CSI. Danny out to Santo. Again, this full court press still in order as the camera goes out again. As this tip. And that's a 10-second violation on CSI, which you didn't see. For the people watching at home that insist on keep texting me that the screen freezes, we are aware. We are monitoring the screen. We didn't want to risk missing the varsity game, so we did not reset the computer. So for now, if it occasionally freezes, we have to deal with it as it is. So, no one to tell you. Nice drive in, but another foul in the paint. Back to the line again for the Centrals. No, when I used to only really take photos here for this team for the last 2 years, I was rarely joined by another photographer. So I like to see as I leave, people actually have picked up where I left off as a rare free throw miss comes for New Dorp. Again, we appreciate the feedback on the live. And we are doing everything we can to make this broadcast go as stable as possible for the remainder. As that's tipped right back to New Dorp, but no good, and it's grabbed by Stanley. So again, if it's a little buggy at some times, glitchy, the camera cuts out, we are aware. We have a live feed of it on our screen. So, again, please don't feel the need to go out of your way to contact us. And something we hope to fix as Marcus pulls up and nothing but air on that. Something we hope to fix by next game. And that's out. And CSI gets the possession. We might not have a broadcast for a while. I mentioned it earlier, but we might not have a broadcast for a while. Again, this team's away for 3 straight games. And I'm pretty sure girls, as that's chucked up and caught by Marcus, the girls don't have a game at home, I don't believe, for at least until maybe next week, late next week. I'd have to double check. So again, there's a chance we do away games, but that's really up to the other schools. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Port has their own broadcast team, so I don't think we're going to do it there. But, you know, we're going to reach out like always. Santo for free, and good. Flamenco again. This kid's on fire. And New Dorp tries answering back, but theirs doesn't fall. And it's kept in by X, and that's a timeout. Coach Lee ran to get that one. 29-25, 53.1 seconds remaining in the period. That .1 might differ the outcome of this period. You never know. I can't wait to, take a break and sit down at halftime. Because without a cameraman, I've been having to stand this whole time. We have the tripod on the table instead of on the ground, which, in all honesty, I'm glad for, because if the tripod was in the normal spot on that play, I believe Marcus might have taken out the camera permanently along with the tripod, and that tripod might be in the stands right now. So again, in some ways I'm glad, some ways I'm not. 53 seconds. Danny inbounded it to Santo. Back to Danny. That's to Marcus. They're over the line. Danny. This is pretty much a 2-possession half trying to maintain. Marcus out to Danny. Again, Marcus. And that's intercepted. Call him Zach Wilson on the Jets as CSI gets a fast break lay and good. Santo, now there's no shot clock. They're just trying to get out of this half. And that's a foul on New Dorp. They're not happy about that. Fans not happy. 15 seconds, 2 points. They're looking for the last shot. Will we get a buzzer beater? Or will we just end this period square as it is at 29-27? That's up. And that's going to end the period. We'll go into half, 29-27, in favor of the home CSIM Dragons. We'll be back in a bit following halftime. All right, we're back for the second half. As CSI kicks off with a 2-point lead, Santo inbounds to Marcus. Santo, no good. Tried kicking off with a bang, but New Dorp gets that one. Nice find, left side, free, no good, but rebounded by X. We got a line of X, Danny O'Connor, Marcus, Santo, and Stanley out on the floor for the Dragons. Attempted to find in traffic, couldn't get through that lane. Here come New Dorp again, trying to put their mark and show a team that, again, took full command on opening night. Has been looking for answers on a travel. Again, coming off their first and only loss so far. Sorry, the first and only, that's the same thing. Coming off their only loss so far. Again, support Richmond out of all teams. They want to get back in this win column as Marcus pulls up and catches nothing but air. Drives in, and that's a charge. Nice play by Marcus to fall on that one. As they get called on that. Playing hot potato, get it over the half court line. Dex puts it in off the backboard. Nice shot in congestion. New Dorp looking to find the answer they need. Great defense in the paint. No look on a shot there. And no look in the paint. X gets bodied, but the shot no good. Stanley controlling the ball down the court now. Looks for the shot. Didn't take it though. Santo taking it slow. Back to Stanley. Back to Santo. 15 to go on the shot clock. Stanley. No good. Got caught in between the rim. Someone's walking slow in front of the camera. The Dragons playing lockdown defense, it seems. Again, no good on that look. Marcus taking it slow. Lead wanted them to, pick up the pace a little. Calls for a reset. Santo has it. Again in the paint. Doesn't find. Stanley banks it. Someone put the sprinkler on. This kid's on fire. Another three-pointer by Stanley. Ooh, oh my goodness. Three-pointer. No good. Doesn't connect. Another rebound by CSI on a little bit of a run. Can this person stop repeatedly walking in front of the camera? Santo controls it for the Dragons. Question that guy might be asking is there a seat? No, there is not. There has not been a seat available for a while. Danny, pull up. Oh, in and out. Couldn't get that one to go. That's a timeout. I'll be right back. We're back, 34-27. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third period. New Dorp looking for it. Nice pressure by Marcus. And that's a travel. He stole it, but could not stay up for that. As he trips and falls. Caught the slipstream. Inbound coming for New Dorp. Trying to get their first points of the period. 4 minutes in, nothing to show. Again, Marcus rips it out of his hand. And it spins, another travel called on him. Good defense by the Dragons. Spin, forward, no good. Put back, and finally, the Centrals get something. Hit out of bounds on an attempted pass from Flamenco to O'Connor. 5 points, the difference here at the Den. Stanley with the ball. Pull up. Nothing but air. That's out on New Dorp. I don't know why he looks so shocked. He clearly smacked that. Flamenco to inbound. Chucks it up. That's caught by Nuama. Feeds the ball to Santo. Spin cycle, no good. What the? Shucked that shot up. There was no time to go, so he had to do something, but not the best look, as a mid-range jumper is no good for New Dorp. 3-point attempt, no good for New Dorp. And X gets the rebound. Marcus controls it. One man on him, everyone else in the paint. Marcus tries driving, nothing to go there. As it's tipped and almost stolen, and it is on the ground, rolling around. It looks like X got that. Jump ball, and it's going to New Dorp. Spin cycle, drives in, and the foul called on CSI. To the line go the Centrals. 2 points to show in this period. Been a low-scoring affair. 5 points for the Dragons and 2 for the Centrals. And he makes it 3 for the Centrals. Again, consistent from the line tonight has been the Centrals. Probably the most free throws I've seen in a game period by one team. And he gets another one. Stanley inbounds to Santo. A little under 2 minutes to go in the third. Nice feed to X in the paint. 2 men on him. No good, but he catches his own rebound. Stays CSI ball. Baseline feed to Patrick. Trying to drive in. Tries to feed it to X, but it's bounced around. That's going back to Dorp. Dorp, again, trying to get a little more action going. Tough and no good. That's called on the CSI Dragons. That's not what you want to see right now. With a slim 3-point deficit. First one falls, 2 points separating the side. And they both fall. 1 point now. Santo trying to cook something up now. Driving in. X. Oh, look at there from 3. And that's out of bounds on Dorp. Full pressure now on the Dragons. This team did it in opening night. They pretty much made the Dragons crack. They crumbled. Can they do it tonight is the question. Marcus. Tough. No good. Almost gets its own rebound. Santo gets it though and floats it in. Sinks that one. Back to a 3-point game. Stolen by Marcus. Marcus on the break. 2 men on him. And good. Off the backboard. And 1 for Marcus. That's how to get your team fired back up. Marcus to shoot 1 from the line. And it's no good, and snatched by Dorp. No one on CSI to get that. No shot clock. 25 seconds to go in the half. Or sorry, in the period. 20 to go. 5-point deficit. Dorp trying to make this a 1 possession or 4-point game. If they drive in, no good, but he's fouled on the drive. He's gonna go to the line and shoot 2. This is going to be the last shot. Whoever gets possession of this, likely CSI. As the first one doesn't fall for Dorp. Subs coming on. Looking for a last shot. And of course the camera stops working for the possible buzzer beater, but it's back. You know, only at the most inconsistent possible time. And he gets the second one to fall. 11.5 seconds to go for 1 final shot, likely, in this period. We got a full press, though, by Dorp. Santo gets it. He's covered hard. 7 to go. On a tough floor. No good. That's picked up. Dorp's going to get it. He throws it up, but a little bit short. As we end, 4-point deficit. Going into the 4th, and as it stands, final period. Could be overtime the way this is going. We'll be back. We're starting the fourth and possibly final period here at the Dragon's Den. As CSI inbounds it, clock reset itself, so they got like an extra 1-2 seconds in this game than we normally would. But Marcus driving in, tough shot, gets it to land. Dorp fumbles it a little. Nice put back by Dorp. You know, I can't not notice it or mention it, but every time I look at Dorp, I just think of Notre Dame, and that's because not only do they share the same colors, but they stole their logo. As Marcus drives in again, tries to do too much, I think there. Throws it off the foot, but doesn't go out of bounds. No shot, good on that. Stanley gets the rebound. So, again, kind of look like the Fighting Irish out here instead of the Centrals, but Marcus holding on to it. Stanley, pull up, no good. X gets the rebound, though. He's been on fire with that. Marcus, no good, gets his own rebound. No one was in the paint as he got slapped and no foul called. From my point of view, that completely smacked his hand, but no foul was called on Dorp. Dorp, pull up three, and good. High percentage look from him there, and gets that one to land. One-point game. It's going to be a wild finish here at the Den. Danny O'Connor floater. The usual three-point merchant lands a floater as we go into the first time out of the period. CSI with the three-point lead. We'll be right back. We're back yet again. 5:53 to go. 3 points separating the sides. 42-39. And Dorp kicks off following the timeout. Press called by Lee. Leaves the guy wide. 3-point attempt off the front of the rim. They've been leaving him open for threes all night. And I believe that was the first one I've seen him take. Could stand corrected. Santo, three-pointer, no good. Tough shot to land, it doesn't get it to fall. Some extra intensity for both sides to finish this one out, likely. Loses their ball. Oh my goodness. That was a horrific shot. But they get their ball back in possession. And one. Made it look easy in the lane. Might be the shot of the night so far. No, it was a layup, but you can tell the intensity is high here. With this free throw, we will be all knotted up at the Den with a little over 5 minutes to go. Indeed we are. What a finish we have in store. Will Dorp go 6-1? Or will CSI snatch a much-needed victory to put themselves at 3-4? Marcus, contested shot, tries to grab his own rebound. Hard fall by both teams, but they get the rebound. Tries passing out. Danny, nothing goes. Usual 3-point suspect, haven't really done much tonight from that point of view. My goodness, that was a rough watch from Dorp trying to drive in. Santo drives in, no good. Sloppy play for both sides. Nice find by Dorp, but no good again. X gets it. We're gonna do this again. Feels like Groundhog Day. But CSI finally put the end to the ruckus that was occurring and slows it down a little bit. Santo trying to find something. Up and going, has to reset again. Pull up, deep three, no good. No one to get the rebound there. Here come Dorp into the paint. Nice step in, good. That's Dorp back in the lead for the first time in a hot minute here at the Dragons Den. As Santo gets a tip but retains possession. Gets over the line in time. Marcus drives in. Oh my goodness, what a... Marcus tried to get him to push. That was either a rough push or an insanely good flop, which it seemed more like. That goes in his favor. Dorp now has the lead. It's only 2, but they're gonna take this at their pace going forward. They can't sacrifice anything at this point. They have not been playing up to their usual consistency, you could say. So at this point, they need to conserve what they have. Tough shot and no good. And he's on the floor in pain. Marcus driving in, fully contested, but somehow, and a push called on CSI as the ref has not done anything. Well, number 13 for Dorp is in serious pain on the other baseline. And he gets up. Thank God. He's gonna walk it off. Looked, he was grabbing his knee on that. Looked like a...
That's sportsmanship. Don't say nothing stupid, especially when his father's here. And I'm crazy.
So, oh my goodness. Sloppy play. The crowd is starting to get a little, we could just say a little rough. As Dorp gets it, and now it's a 2-possession game. Santo. CSI's trying to find a way back into this one. Foul called on Dorp. Again, this rivalry tends to have some heated moments, and certainly that was one of them between one of the Dorp fans, which you probably saw him on the camera. He was in front, and some of the students and the Dragon student section to the left side of me. Running out of time, Santo throws it up, lob, looked like Randy Moss on that one. O'Connor, no good. And Dorp gets it back. Another shot, but no rebound, and that's a hard foul called on the Dragons. The tensions are really starting to rise. And the Dragons are really struggling to find what they need to finish this one out. Dorp gets it again. 5 points down. Danny goes off. Patrick comes in. For the second. Gets it to land. 2 possession game, 6-point deficit as that's thrown out of bounds. Miscommunication from Stanley and Marcus. Dorp is commanding it now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. They're driving in. Floater is good. We're up to 8 points separating now. 50-42. With less than 2 minutes to go. CSI's got to start doing something before it's too late for them. Patrick driving in and a foul called. Nothing falls on the shot, but he'll get 2 at the line. Trying to make this a 6-point and 2 possession game with 1:40 to go. CSI is starting to look gassed out on the floor, looking for something to close this out. As Patrick lands the first of 2. No good. X with a great rebound. Santo pulls up. No good though. Doesn't get it to fall. Newdorp's gonna play fast as it's tipped, but Newdorp somehow gets it back. Newdorp open. Doesn't take the shot though. Passing it around. Nothing stopping. No good. And X grabs that jump. But that's CSI's. Oh my goodness. There's a jump ball called. Somehow CSI didn't get it. X literally was essentially holding on to that kid on his back as CSI fails again to get their own rebound. 1:15, down 7. Looking for a final hope. A sign of desperation. The time is slowly going down for this team. As a hard pass somehow kept in bounds, and he throws it out of bounds. 52 seconds, 7 points separating them. Does Newdorp put their stamp to the playoffs already, it seems? Or does CSI grab one back as Patrick almost chucks it out of bounds? Santo looking for something. Patrick gets it. Driving in and fouled on Newdorp. 39.8 to go, down 7. They need something, and they need something quick. We're 4 seconds difference between the shot and game clock. Stanley, no good. That's probably gonna end this one. Oh my goodness. Hard foul. The Newdorp fans calling for a technical foul on that, which is safe to say a little ridiculous. It was a foul, but he fell. It wasn't like he got pushed across the entire court. So all hope's not lost yet. But with no shot clock left, and the most consistent free throw shooting I think I've ever seen from a team in this division, hope is dwindling, and dwindling fast. The ref's trying to fix the issue because the clock still shows 35 seconds on the shot clock, which is more than there is on the game clock. It didn't freeze. Yeah, no, it didn't freeze, guys. That would have been so typical for it to freeze at 33 seconds left. No, I just wasn't moving it. Do they have a miracle in them? They're livid. This team is frustrated, to say the least. As another game seemingly has fallen out of their hands. Still can't fix the shot clock, meaning we're going to have to wait even longer for a final 33.8 seconds. Well, they couldn't fix it, so we're going to have a shot clock, which in all honesty doesn't matter because the shot clock is more than the game clock. So it's going to end either way. Dorp gets fouled. You know, I know he fell, but it appeared to just be a trip. And now Dorp coming to the line to seemingly finish this one out. And he misses the first. And he misses the second. CSI gets the rebound. Marcus, last-ditch effort, falls on the ball, and that's Coach Lee called a desperation timeout there, as that was about to be called a jump ball. As Marcus is on the floor in pain. Coach Lee's gonna have to draw something up here, and whatever it is, somehow is gonna require this team getting 7 points in 25 seconds as Marcus gets up to the collapse of the fans here at the Den. And is now back on the floor in the sideline. But the chances are low, but you can never say nothing until the game's over. So whatever is getting cooked up on the sideline is going to have to result in a minimum of 7 points against a deadly free throw attack and essentially no time remaining. Santo to inbound, passes up to Stanley, has to drive in, put a swing up, and no good. And Dorp is going to get fouled. But seemingly all for nothing. Groundhog Day again for the Dragons. As things stand and as things likely are ending, they will suffer their 5th loss of the season to fall to 2-5. They had the lead at the half. They had the lead for almost all the game. But at the end of the day, the same thing happened. That has been happening as they get a rebound. Boris, they got to rush up now. Stanley, last-ditch three-point attempt. Barbecue chicken from there is Stanley. We're back to a 5-point game with 9.5 to go. As I said, you got to believe. Could happen, could not. Sorry, they added time, 10.5 seconds. So you never know. CSI might have some miracles in them, some magic left in the tank. No, I love to be a, hater. I love to be a Debbie Downer. But magic is possible in types of games like this. And I'm just speaking the truth. I'm speaking the reality of the situation. So if anyone is saying, why is the CSI broadcaster so down on the team? Because I'm just speaking the truth. CSI looking for the miracle, looking for that magic. And they don't get it. And he has, oh my God. He stepped out of bounds. 6.1 seconds. And it will be CSI ball. If you believe in miracles, today is the time. A Stanley catch and shoot. Oh my goodness. That was nowhere near. And that's going to end the ball game. New Dorp walks out with a comeback win. 51-46. CSI falls to 2-5. New Dorp up to 6-1 with the playoffs seemingly in their grasp. CSI is going to look for answers. They won't be back for 4 games at home, and they have to go into arguably the easiest part of their schedule this year against Port, against Petrides, and against. That's pretty much it. So we'll sign off tonight from the Dragon's Den. Hopefully we'll be back sooner than I think we will. But if that is next game away, it will be. If not, we'll be back when we can. Good night.